Waiting on me? Yeah. Oh, okay.
All right, we are live now, finally again. And we're going to start at this end. Can you introduce yourself and tell us why you're here? What's happening? Why are we out here at the park?
I am Brenda Thompson, and we are out here today on behalf of the Housing Coalition, informing people about the actual benefits and services that we provide to the community through support, housing support, tax foreclosure information, and a strong coalition of community efforts to get retribution from the 600,000 or was it $6 million that was assessed and taken away from us illegally.
Yeah, it
I am
was $600 million, and we're down here signing those petitions, signing postcards. Who are those postcards going to?
Yes, we are. You're absolutely correct. We're signing postcards going to the mayor of the city of Detroit so he would know personally how we feel about that action he took and not representing us at all. Everyone else was reprieved, restored, let go, but we still have not been restored.
You're talking about
So
those Detroit homeowners
absolutely,
who got
homeowners.
overassessed.
Absolutely, those homeowners, and many of those homeowners had to leave the city or have completely been displaced because they were put out of historic homes or homes that they gave everything they had up for. So yes, this is why we gather together. This is why we came out today to support the Housing Coalition and the efforts that they bring to the table to support this community.
Now, thank you very much. Now, speaking about people being put out of houses that they've had for a long time, we got Joe here. Joe, what's your story with the coalition here?
The coalition here helped me out in the dark time there. But to give you some background, my family had owned the house for 110 years. They lived there in 1907. They moved in. Um, they finished purchasing the house in 1918. Uh, my family lived there from 1907 to 2017 when I was thrown out due to the illegal tax foreclosures. Uh, it was a beautiful home, 1538 Junction, Southwest Detroit. Uh, they sold it the first time to a predatory company for $750.
Wow.
Then the company sold it back to me for 4,000. Okay, I was unable to keep up with the bills. I was in poverty level. I was living off bologna sandwiches and every day. So I ended up losing the house again in 2017. One to Mr. Ortiz. Uh, he came in, told me to move into a homeless shelter. Uh, then told me that I could stay there if I worked in their homes. They didn't just purchase my home; they purchased several homes.
We're making the
So this happened to a bunch of folks.
Correct. Some of them were empty houses. But what I come to find out is they buy houses that are occupied so they can sell them back to the occupants at an extremely high price and a high profit, which is ridiculous because they don't come in and they don't fix anything. They just sell it back to you. That's what the first company did. The second company told me to move out when I told them I couldn't home.
And the killer thing about all this is that you were eligible for a property tax exemption. You shouldn't have been paying those taxes in the first place.
I was eligible in 2007, but what they did was the city made it so difficult for you to get a tax exemption. They made you get an application to file for an application to get tax exemption.
As I said before, that you were standing in line to stand in line.
Right. By the time you even found out that you were exempt or not, you already had lost another year of back-to-back taxes. Plus, if you didn't pay your water bill, the water bill was thrown on top of that. Plus, the high interest rate, which is more than any credit card I've ever had, is ridiculous. They make it so you can't purchase your home, you can't get out of debt. It is a revolving door system where you're stuck in the system. And the only way out is actually giving up your home that you cherish.
So you're down here today, and people were signing postcards to the mayor. And what do those postcards say?
Actually, I skipped the postcards.
Okay.
But I signed online petition.
You signed the online petition.
Yeah,
Same thing.
I also signed for Governor Whitmer to look into it, but seeing that she's friends with Mike Duggan, we're never going to see anything else. What we need is federal assistance to look into these books, not just in the council people. Look into the mayor and Wayne County Treasurer Eric Sabri, because he has the ability to pick and choose what houses go on the auction block. It's funny that his families can buy his friends can buy houses and buildings off the auction block. You know, Why are I don't understand it because that's illegal in itself, isn't it? We need compensation from these criminals that are stealing our homes, stealing our money. They took $600 million, $600 million from the citizens of Detroit, illegally overassessed. We want that money back. Where is it? Where did they get spent on? It didn't go into the neighborhoods. At least if it went in neighborhoods to support our system, the citizens of Detroit, which is Detroit. We are Detroit. The citizens are Detroit. Not the big buildings downtown. Not the billionaires that get tax exemptions for doing stuff. But the citizens like us sitting here.
All right. Well, thank you, Joe. And we have Phyllis lastly, but certainly not least. That's not your name, Phyllis lastly. Your name is Phyllis. But you are working here with the coalition, and people are signing postcards to the mayor. What are those postcards? What are those postcards about?
So I'm Phyllis, yes, and those postcards are to really continue the advocacy around our home foreclosure, the need to keep it in the light that people are not going to go away because their homes have been taken away. They have lost their homes illegally. They've been overassessed, and people are still suffering as a result of that. As you just heard, longtime residents lost their homes when they didn't have to. And homes are more than just for the people that live there. These homes were people were mailing addresses for some family members who were still struggling. They were mailing addresses for students away at college. They were mailing addresses for people who are being incarcerated. And so when we look at a home, it's more than just the house. It is a place of being and a resource for all family members that are connected to that family and in that community. And so I'm here today to continue to say that injustice anywhere is injustice everywhere. We have to continue to fight and put this in the forefront because a lot of black and brown people lost the wealth that they had accumulated that they will never be able to give back. It placed a distrust in the housing system, which we can no longer afford. People need to be homeowners because that is still the way that you build wealth in this country, unfortunately, and that we still need to make sure that neighborhoods are well resourced so people are able to age in place.
All right, all right, all right. So on the count of three, can y'all give me a make it right? 1, 2, 3.
Make it right.
1, 2, 3.
Make it right.
1, 2, 3.
Make it right.
All right, that's a message for our mayor and our city council. All right, y'all.
Thank you.